Alright, so in order to solve this question, the first step you need to do is to sketch a diagram for this specific situation. And it says here that there's a ladder that's 10 meters long and it's leaning against a vertical wall and its other end on the ground. So assume this is the vertical wall and then there's this ladder here and this part of this side of the ladder is leaning on the ground. Now this ladder is 10 feet long, or 10 meters long actually. The top end of the ladder is sliding down the wall. So this point here is going down. And when the top end is 6 meters from the ground and it is sliding at 2 meters per second, how fast is the bottom moving away? So how fast is this thing moving towards that direction? So let's take this step by step. You need to think of the things that change and the things that are constants no matter what. And in this question, the only thing that's actually constant is this here. The 10. The length of the ladder itself will never change. This height is 6 meters, this 6 meters, this will keep changing. It might change after a few minutes, a few seconds, and so on. The other thing that we know is that if this one we call y and this one we call x, the rate of change of y, the derivative of y, is basically 2 meters per second. And since it's going down, then it's definitely negative 2 meters per second. Good. Now let's solve this question here and start to think of how are we going to relate these three parts of the triangle with each other. So you think of the Pythagorean theorem, and it says that this ladder, the hypotenuse squared, is supposed to be equal to the one side squared plus the other side squared. Now we said that we derive first before substituting the things that are going to change or that might be changing. So derive at this point. So what's the derivative of 10 to the power of 2? And we derive implicitly. 10 to the power of 2, the derivative of that is 0, and that is equal to the derivative of x squared, that's 2x multiplied by x prime, plus y squared, the derivative of that is 2y multiplied by y prime. Good. Now let's substitute the things that are given, and if there's anything that we can calculate, we'll figure that out as well. The 0 will just remain a 0, the 2 will just remain as it is. Now what about the x? I do not know the value of x, but I know that if y is equal to 6, I can calculate the value of x in that case. So we're going to say that 10 squared, which is the hypotenuse squared minus the other leg squared, all under the square root, should give me the length of x, which in this case 8. So then I know that x is equal to 8. I'll substitute x with 8. X prime is the thing that I need to figure out. That's the rate of change of this side here. Plus 2, and then substitute now y with the value that's given here, which is 6. Y prime, we know as well that it's equal to negative 2. Now put everything on the other side and leave x prime on one side to figure out the value of x prime. And in this case, 2 times 8 is equal to 16, x prime, plus 2 times negative 2 times 6, this is negative 4 times 6, which is basically negative 24. Now the negative 24 should go to the other side with addition, so I'll have 16x prime equals to positive 24, then x prime is equal to 24 divided by 16, and the simplest form for that would be divide by 4 on both sides. This will become 6 over 4, which is basically 3 over 2. 3 over 2 what? 3 over 2 meters per second. And that's it.